And today, we're going to dissect that moment. We're going to look into the smoking crater it leaves behind, not with platitudes or therapy speak, but with a blood-soaked, chainsaw-revving guide to surviving the shrapnel. We're going to learn from the poet laureate of senseless violence, Chainsaw Man, how to stitch yourself back together when the universe tells you, with a single, brutal syllable. Bang! Phase 2. The problem? Music. The bass line becomes more melodic but retains a deep, melancholic undertone. A sparse, dirty drum beat kicks in. Visual. A character, drawn in the channel's scratchy style, is shown walking through a mundane city street. The colors are muted grays and browns. Their world is orderly, predictable. Narrator. You think you know the rules of the game. You think if you work hard, if you're a decent person, if you just keep your head down and follow the script, you'll be okay. You build your life on this flimsy scaffolding of cause and effect. You believe in narrative, in character arcs, in foreshadowing. You believe that bad things happen for a reason, that there's a lesson to be learned, a moral to the story. You believe the universe, at its core, is a just and orderly storyteller. And then it happens. Visual. The character looks down at their phone. The screen flashes with a text message. The background behind them instantly shatters like glass. The orderly city street becomes a chaotic, surreal landscape of disjointed shapes and floating debris. The message arrives. The car swerves. The words are spoken. And suddenly, the storyteller is revealed to be a drunk, nihilistic god with a wicked sense of humor and a shotgun. The first thing you feel isn't sadness. It's a profound, nauseating confusion. Your brain, this beautiful, pattern-seeking machine, scrambles to find the why. It runs every diagnostic, sifts through every memory, every conversation, looking for the clue it must have missed. What did I do wrong? What was the sign? How could this happen? It's a logical process applied to an illogical event. It's like trying to solve a calculus problem by screaming at it. You replay the moment over and over, a broken record in the echo chamber of your skull. You dissect it, zoom in, enhance, hoping to find a hidden logic, a secret meaning that will make it all bearable. But you find nothing. Just the raw, stupid, senseless fact of it. Think about it. You're at work, stressing about a deadline. You get a call from your mom. You almost let it go to voicemail because you're busy. But you pick up. And the first thing you hear is a sound you've never heard her make before. A sound that isn't made of words. In that instant, your deadline doesn't matter. Your career doesn't matter. Your carefully constructed 5-year plan evaporates. The entire intricate architecture of your anxieties and ambitions is leveled. All that's left is you, a phone pressed to your ear, standing in the rubble of what you used to call your life. And here's the hidden cost. This is the part that festers. The bang effect doesn't just take something from you. It poisons what's left. It shatters your trust. Not in other people. In reality itself. You become a stranger in your own skin, a tourist in a world that now feels fundamentally unsafe. Every good moment is tainted by a new, whispering dread. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're scanning the horizon for the next incoming missile. Happiness feels temporary. Stability feels like an illusion. You're no longer a participant in your life. You're a paranoid security guard, bracing for the next breach. You have lost your faith in the story. And when you lose the story, you're just a collection of random, painful events. You're floating in a sea of chaos without a map, and you're starting to think the only sensible thing to do is to stop kicking and let the water take you. Phase 3. Solution. Visual. A rapid-fire montage of imagery from Chainsaw Man. Denji's screaming face, Pachita, blood, gore, and quiet moments of eating toast. The style is frantic and raw. Narrator. So what do? How do you function when the operating system of your world has been corrupted? You turn to the experts. You turn to a story that doesn't just feature chaos, it mainlines it. A story where death isn't a dramatic climax, it's a casual interruption. We're turning to Denji, the Chainsaw Man. But we're not looking at him as a hero. We're looking at him as a blueprint for survival. The key is one of the most brutal, understated, and psychologically astute moments in modern fiction. It's not a fight. It's a knock on a door. It's Denji, finally feeling a flicker of something like normal happiness, opening his apartment door to see the person he's come to care for, power. And Makima, standing behind her, says one word. Bang. Visual. A stylized reenactment. A door opens. A hand makes a finger gun gesture. A single, stark, orange panel showing Power's body exploding. Silence. Power is gone. Not after a long, heroic battle. Not with tearful last words. She is just deleted. In an instant. It is the ultimate expression of senseless, sudden loss. A cosmic joke with a bloody punchline. Denji's reaction isn't to scream for vengeance. It isn't to demand an explanation. He just shuts down. His mind, faced with an event so traumatic and illogical, simply blue screens. And right here, in this abyss, Tatsuki Fujimoto gives us the solution. It is a philosophy so simple it feels insulting. So primal it feels stupid. It is the philosophy of ignorant survival. The core idea is this. When your world is shattered by a senseless trauma, your greatest asset, your intelligent, rational, meaning-seeking mind, becomes your greatest enemy. Trying to understand the why is like trying to drink from a fire hose of pain. You will drown. The only way to survive the initial blast is to abandon the search for meaning. You have to let go of the why and cling, with everything you've got, to the what now. You have to embrace a temporary, strategic ignorance. This isn't about denial. It's about triage. It's about knowing which wounds to treat first. And the gaping, metaphysical wound of why me will bleed you out if you focus on it. You have to slap a tourniquet on your existential curiosity and deal with the immediate, physical reality of your own survival. Let's break this down. Ignorant survival is built on 3 principles. First, the principle of the shattered narrative. Your life was a book. The bang effect didn't just rip out a chapter. It set the whole damn thing on fire. Your first instinct is to salvage the pages, to try and tape the story back together, to make the new reality fit into the old one. This is impossible. It's like trying to pretend the main character didn't just die. The old story is over. It's gone. You must accept that you are standing on page 1 of a new, terrifying book you never wanted to write. Stop trying to edit a ghost. Acknowledge the void. Second, the principle of the simple desire. In the aftermath, your brain is a war zone. It cannot handle complex logistics or long-term goals. Ambition is poison. Hope is a landmine. This is where Denji is our guru. His goals, for most of the story, are insultingly simple. A slice of toast with jam. A hug. To touch a boob. While we mock these as juvenile, they are a masterclass in psychological survival. When the world is a screaming vortex of pain, you have to shrink your reality down to a single, achievable, physical sensation. Your goal is not, I need to heal. Your goal is, I need to drink this glass of water. Your purpose is not, I need to find happiness again. Your purpose is, I need to feel this warm blanket on my skin. You must reduce your entire existence to the next 5 minutes, and the simplest possible action within them. Third, the principle of necessary ignorance. This is the hardest part. You must consciously, actively, choose to be stupid. You must treat the big questions. Why did this happen? What's the point of it all? Is the universe cruel? As radioactive? They will poison you. Makima, the story's arch-villain, says something chillingly profound. She argues that for humans to be happy, they need a degree of ignorance, like a dog that doesn't ponder its own mortality. While her goal is monstrous, the mechanism she identifies as a real survival tool. You must, for a time, become that dog. When the why creeps into your head, you don't engage. You don't debate. You shut it down. You turn your attention to the bowl in front of you. The walk you need to take. The nap you need to have. It's a deliberate cognitive retreat. A strategic dumbing down to save your own sanity. Imagine you're an astronaut and your ship has just exploded. You're floating in the void. Your mission is over. Your crew is gone. Is your first priority to write a report on the engineering failure that caused the explosion? Or is it to check your oxygen levels, find the emergency beacon, and focus on the next breath? Ignorant survival is the astronaut checking their oxygen. The philosophical debriefing can wait. If you don't breathe first, it will never happen at all. Phase 4. The application, visual. The screen becomes a stark white background. A series of numbered steps appear in a rough, stencil-like font. Each step is accompanied by simple, instructional animations. Narrator. Philosophy is useless if it stays in your head. This isn't an intellectual exercise. This is a manifesto for your nervous system. A practical, step-by-step guide for when the sirens are going off in your soul. When the bang effect hits, here is your protocol. Memorize it. Write it down. This is your fire extinguisher for a burning world. Step 1. Execute the sensory reset. The moment the shockwave hits, your mind will either go into overdrive, spinning a million panic narratives, or it will go completely blank. Both are dangerous. You are disconnected from your body, a ghost in your own machine. You need to force a manual reboot of your consciousness. Right now, do it with me. Ask yourself, what are 5 things I can see? Name them. Out loud if you have to. The crack in the ceiling. The dust on the screen. The color of your thumbnail. What are 4 things I can physically feel? The pressure of the chair. The texture of your jeans. The cool air on your skin. The weight of your own hands. What are 3 things I can hear? The hum of the computer. The distant traffic. The sound of your own breathing. What are 2 things I can smell? The stale coffee in your mug. The soap on your hands. What is 1 thing I can taste? This isn't some mindfulness bullshit. This is an emergency ejection seat. You are forcibly pulling your consciousness out of the spiraling wreckage of your thoughts and strapping it back into the physical reality of your body. You are reminding the animal part of your brain that you are still here. You still exist. You are anchored. Step 2. Build your primal menu. Your world, with all its choices and possibilities, is now a source of overwhelming terror. To survive, you must shrink it. Drastically. Take a piece of paper. A real one. Or the Notes app on your phone. You are going to write your menu for the next 24 to 72 hours. This is not a to-do list. There are no ambitious goals. There is only a list of the most fundamental, achievable, physical acts. Your menu might look like this. Drink 1 full glass of water. Take a hot shower. Eat 1 piece of toast. Listen to 1 specific song. Step outside and feel the sun on your face for 60 seconds. Stretch your arms above your head. Pet an animal. That's it. That is your entire world now. Your only job is to pick 1 item from the menu and execute it. Your goal is not to feel better. Your goal is not to process your grief. Your goal is to successfully complete the mission of eating the toast. When you do, you have succeeded. You then move on to the next item. You are turning your survival into a series of simple, winnable games. You are rebuilding your sense of agency 1 microscopic, physical act at a time. Step 3. Declare a question moratorium. Your mind will try to drag you back to the scene of the crime. It will want to ask the big, unanswerable questions. You must forbid this. You are putting your existential curiosity on lockdown. For a set period, 1 day, 3 days, a week, you decide. You are declaring a moratorium on all why questions. You say, either internally or out loud, that question is currently illegal. And you immediately replace it with a what question. A simple, immediate, physical what. Not, why am I so broken? But, what do I need to do in the next 60 seconds? The answer might be, breathe. Stand up. Get a drink of water. This is a cognitive firewall. You are treating the why question like a virus that will crash your entire system. You are refusing to run the program. This isn't permanent. But in the critical hours and days after the impact, it is essential. You are protecting your psyche from its own self-destructive tendencies. Step 4. Find your Pachita. In Chainsaw Man, Pachita is Denji's heart. But more importantly, Pachita is a contract. A simple promise. Denji keeps living because he has to show Pachita his dreams. It's a duty that exists outside of his own feelings, his own despair. You need to find your Pachita. This is not some grand purpose. It is a small, unbreakable, external anchor. A responsibility that forces you to function when you have no internal motivation left. It could be a pet. The cat doesn't care about your existential crisis, it needs to be fed. That is your contract. It could be a houseplant. It will die if you don't water it. That is your contract. It could be a promise you make to a friend. I will text you, good morning, every day this week. That is your contract. This anchor must be simple, real, and require a physical action from you. It's a lifeline. It makes your survival a non-negotiable obligation. On the days when you cannot get out of bed for yourself, you will get out of bed for the cat. You will get out of bed for the plant. You will get out of bed for the promise. And that, for now, is more than enough. It is everything. Phase 5. The proof. Music. A shift to a more contemplative, atmospheric track. A clean, delayed guitar melody over the steady drum beat. It's the sound of dawn after a long night. Visual. Scenes of Denji in the aftermath of Power's death. He's catatonic on the couch. The colors are desaturated and bleak. Narrator. This isn't just a theory. This is Denji's story arc written in blood and tears. After Makima says, bang, Denji is annihilated. He becomes her willing dog. He gives up. He has lost his simple desire, the normal life he wanted with Power and Aki. His narrative is so shattered that he abandons it entirely. He is a textbook case of psychic death following the bang effect. So what brings him back? What reboots his will to live? It's not a grand speech. It's not a sudden epiphany about the meaning of life. It is the literal, step-by-step application of ignorant survival, forced upon him by others. Kishibe doesn't give him therapy. He gives him a primal menu: survive, run, fight. Simple, physical commands. Kobeni doesn't offer him condolences. She takes him on a date and buys him a hamburger. A simple desire. A physical act of normalcy in the middle of Armageddon. And most importantly, what finally breaks Makima's control is blood. The blood of Power, which she gave to him. This blood reawakens his contract, his Pachita. He remembers the promise he made, to find the blood devil, become her friend again, and turn Power back into her arrogant, obnoxious, wonderful self. Denji doesn't defeat Makima by outthinking her. He doesn't uncover some grand cosmic truth. He wins by embracing a simpler, more primal truth. He wins by clinging to a simple contract and a simple desire. He literally eats his trauma, metabolizing it into a part of himself, not by understanding it, but by physically consuming it. It's the ultimate act of focusing on the what instead of the why. This isn't just shown in fantasy. This is proven, battlefield psychology. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the horrors of Auschwitz, wrote about this very phenomenon in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He observed that the prisoners who had the best chance of survival were not necessarily the strongest, but those who could detach from the incomprehensible horror of their present and fixate on a concrete future goal. They would think about seeing a loved one again. They would imagine finishing a manuscript they had started. They would focus on a single, tangible task that awaited them after the suffering. Frankl's logotherapy is built on this principle, that our primary drive in life is not pleasure, but the discovery and pursuit of what we personally find meaningful. But in the face of absolute, senseless trauma, that meaning has to be stripped down to its most basic, durable form. It becomes a Pachita. A contract. I will survive this day so I can see my wife again. I will not give up, because I must finish my book. It's the principle of the simple desire and the search for your Pachita, played out in the darkest chapter of human history. The proof is irrefutable. When faced with an existential void, you do not survive by staring into it. You survive by turning your back to it and focusing on the next small, essential step forward. Phase 6. The call to action narrator. The bang effect leaves a scar. It's a psychic tattoo that never fully fades. For some of you, that scar has a name. For others, it's a date on the calendar that will always feel cold. It's the door you wish you'd never opened. The call you wish you'd never answered. The protocol we've talked about isn't a cure. There is no cure for reality. It is a field manual. A set of tools to get you through the initial bombardment, so you can live long enough to figure out what to do with the ruins. So here's my question for you. Down in the comments, the digital concrete where we all scrawl our truths. If you feel comfortable, share one thing from your primal menu. One small, simple, physical act that you use to anchor yourself when the world starts to glitch. Is it a specific cup of tea? A walk around the block? The weight of a pet on your lap? Let's build a library of these things. A shared arsenal for survival. This is Normal Life Manifesto. We're not here to sell you hope. We're here to hand you a shovel and a flashlight, because life is a lot of digging in the dark. If that sounds like your kind of work, then hit subscribe. Join the choir. And if you've survived the bang, and you're now standing in the quiet aftermath wondering what the hell to build next, your work isn't over. The next stage is grappling with the connections you're afraid to make. For that, you need to watch our analysis of Neon Genesis Evangelion and The Hedgehog's Dilemma. It's the next page in the manifesto. The link is on the screen. Now get to it. Visual. The end screen appears with a link to the recommended video, the subscribe button, and social media icons, all in the channel's signature grunge aesthetic. The final image is a single, defiant flower growing out of a crack in the pavement, rendered in blood orange.